Hello friends of YouTube, and welcome to this video where I am gonna talk about my recovery in week 1 and week 2 after the surgery. Right now I am 2 months and a half after the surgery. Why am I talking to you if this is supposed to be footage from week 1 and week 2? It's because by watching the footage, I realized that there needs to be some narrator that gives you context of everything that's going on. So the footage you're gonna see, it's definitely from those weeks. So I went to physical therapy the day after surgery, which was kind of crazy to me because the surgeon had already explained that I was gonna have a very active recovery, but I didn't think that it was gonna be as active as that, to that extent. Getting to physical therapy was definitely a challenge. So my recommendation, if you're gonna go through this, is plan ahead. Give yourself 3 times more the time that you would usually take to go somewhere, because you have to move from your apartment to the car, the Uber, and then from the parking lot you have to get to the clinic. You gotta put your shoes on that you actually cannot do. Someone has to do it for you. All of those things add time. So you don't want to be rushing and trying to run on crutches. It's not a good idea. It's not safe. Just take enough time. During my first appointment, my physical therapist started moving my leg, which was also mind-blowing. I just had surgery the day before and this guy was moving my leg. Now that I see the video, I realize that he was barely moving it. However, it did feel crazy that we were starting to already give some motion to this leg. And the reasoning behind that is to avoid the growth of scar tissue that can get crowded here and later can cause pain or reduce your range of motion. So you don't want that scar tissue in there. And the way to prevent that from happening is to start moving the leg as soon as possible. And after physical therapy, I was completely dead. I was feeling very tired. I was feeling worse than the day before. The surgeon did say that the day after surgery is the most difficult one because all the meds are leaving your body. You're starting to feel all the pain. And I was tired from physical therapy. I was exhausted mentally. I was not having fun. Day 2 and day 3 were a little bit more chill. I basically spent them 70% of my time standing with weight bearing on my leg, 20 pounds, which was a very arbitrary number. And when I asked my surgeon, he said that the reason why they give you these arbitrary numbers is for you to put some weight on your surgical leg. Because if you don't put any weight, it can delay your recovery. Now, I have seen cases of people that are non-weight bearing, and that is up to your surgeon, depending on your conditions and whatever they found when they did the surgery. I actually spent most of my time in the kitchen counter. I ate there, I read there, I watched the TV from there. The kitchen counter became my new office. And when I was not standing, I was laying on my belly on the couch. That was called belly time, which was also prescribed by the surgeon. The idea of the belly time was to allow your body to stretch the hip a little bit while you were laying. And while I was doing that, I would wear my DVT compression devices, which is a fancy word to explain those pumps that inflate with air and kind of compress your leg to allow the blood to flow. The risk of blood clots in my surgery was really low. However, a blood clot can be fatal, so they were taking this very seriously. That was a thought that it was always in the back of my mind, which I absolutely hated. I was using ice pretty much 24/7, or at least that's what the doctor said. When I went to bed, I didn't have ice on me, but all the time that I was awake, I would have ice. And if there is one extra thing that I recommend you getting for your surgery, is the ice machine. That ice machine is a lifesaver. It's absolutely a game changer. That way you don't need to be worrying about the ice packs actually being frozen so you can use them, or the ice melting on your clothes, or the piece melting on you. The ice machine is basically a cooler type of situation where you put the ice, fill it up with water, and it has a pump that sends water to kind of a surface thingy that circulates the water through it, and you put that on the hip. It's not as cold as ice, so I also think it's better in that sense because it prevents freeze burn, but it still keeps you really cold. In day 3, I also removed the big gash that I had here on my hip that was covering my stitches. I replaced it for waterproof band-aids. On day 4, I took my first shower. I was allowed to take showers, I think, starting day 2 or 3, but I wasn't in the mindset to do it. I was scared of stepping into the bathtub, and I also wanted to give the body a little bit more time of healing. Day 4, I felt a little bit better about the situation, and we tried to get me into the bathtub. You know, the shower is a different story. It's usually a very tiny step, but the bathtub is a huge thing that you have to step on. Imagine that this is outside, this is the bathtub, water is coming this way with the water off. So the crutch of the surgical leg in, then like bend my knee, move the leg to the other side, put all my weight in that crutch. The surgeon said that it was okay to put most of my weight on the leg every now and then. So use that to move me and bring the other leg in, give the crutches to my mom, close the curtains, take a shower. A lot of people talk about shower chairs, and I honestly don't think they are needed. I'm a physical therapist, and the doctor's team don't think that chairs are necessary for showers. From my experience, I agree with that. Either way, during the first days, you are not really supposed to sit. For me, it was just easier to be on the shower, stepping mostly on my left leg and doing my thing. Getting out of the shower was the same exercise as getting in, with the difference that I was facing the other side. Surgical leg went first with a crutch, and then the other one later. And it was really crazy because at those points you realize how much help you need, because I couldn't put lotion on my legs, couldn't even bend to touch my knees or pull up my underwear. I really needed someone to help me, which is another thing that I do recommend for this surgery. It is important to have someone that you trust to help you at least the first weeks, because you need someone that you are willing to allow in to the bathroom, to help you in and out of the shower, to put lotion on you, to help you with your underwear and things like that. Definitely have someone that is close to you that can help you with all these activities. So once I took my shower, I was ready to go to physical therapy again. And physical therapy that day was super interesting and super crazy because they put me on the stationary bike for days post-op. And the most amazing part was that the hip was actually responding. Not initially, but later it started to respond. Now what? So I'm supposed to go forward, but how do I? Wait. Why is it getting stuck? This is insane. Why is this happening? This is really weird. Always focused on this.
On this side, we'll
And that was the moment where the stationary bike and I started our love story. The only reason why I would leave the apartment was to go downstairs to the stationary bike.
It's day 4 post-op, and today is a very hard day. I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm also, starting to be more aware of how dependent I am. I need help for everything, and to walk my dog, and to stand up, and to lay, and to put the ice machine and everything. So it's a lot. It's hard because I don't want to be a burden on anybody, but it really hits you. So I guess this is the mental game part that everybody has been talking about of the post-op. Yeah, my heel hurts as well. The left heel, because it's taking all the body weight. I haven't had a good night of sleep yet because I cannot move. I have to be in the same position for the whole time. So my back hurts a lot. So I wake up in the middle of the night. But it looks like everything is going well. My PT is happy with what he's seeing. My range of motion is starting to improve without that much pain. So we're going on the right track. It's just that patience is a big thing here, and positivism and good vibes. This is 1 week after the surgery, and I am starting to be a little bit more mobile. Not that it seems right now, but the PT is happy that I am
having more range of motion. I went on the bike today and I was cleared to start biking, which is great. I am starting to lose muscle. After day 3, you start to lose muscle, so my single-legged squats and all those things, they are long gone at this point. But yeah, we're hanging in there with my emotional support baby puppy. So by week 1.5, the hip was already used to biking. I was using zero resistance and the left leg was basically doing the work. Parallel to that, I was doing my physical therapy exercises that also started the day after the surgery. During week 1 and 2, they were very, very simple exercises of basically muscle contraction. I was contracting my hamstrings, my glutes, my quads, my core, and things like that twice a day as well. So I would bike and do my physical therapy exercises and just repeat that over and over again. And to end week 2, I had my doctor's appointment. It's week 2 post-op. I'm on the bike right now. I'm allowed to bike for 20 minutes twice a day with the left leg pedaling. I saw my surgeon today. He's happy with the progress. He cleared me to do some things like sitting. Finally start sitting, and I'm also gonna be able to sleep the way that I want. We can ditch those boots based on the pain. Hopefully I don't do anything crazy while I sleep and I can, stay away from them. It's been hard not to be able to have a full night of sleep for 2 weeks, so I'm very much looking forward to that. He said that the worst part is over, but the boring part is coming. So we'll see how that goes. I'm starting to get better, feel better with myself. But now I am still, limited to do. I cannot do a lot of things. So, so we'll see how that looks like. I guess that's the boring phase, like starting to feel better, starting to feel more mobile, but not being able to do much. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. I really hope that something here resonated with you or helped you somehow or entertained you at least. Please let me know how are you doing. If you have any tips for week 1 and week 2 that other people could benefit from, put them down in the comments section and tell me how did you do to get in and out of your shower or your bathtub. How was your first experience on the stationary bike, your first physical therapy exercises? I'm really excited to hear from all of you. I will see you in the next video where we will cover what happened in the next weeks. Bye-bye!